Hi and good evening, everyone. My name is Albert, and well, I'm not gonna be mean, so I'm just gonna, talk about what we're talking about tonight, which I forgot already, but I'm just looking at my notepad. And before we get to that, I guess, seriously, just like every video, just because I'm a pretty structured, rigid, and kind of, routine guy. But I thank you to all the new viewers and all of our new subs. If you're new to the channel, we welcome you and we hope that I'm able to entertain you in the kind of way that I want to, right? Which is by talking about nothing, being some background noise so that you can do what you got to do in your life, and hopefully being a positive reinforcement in that, I support you and I advocate for doing nothing. But seriously, I'm about people, I'm about y'all, and I really appreciate your time, okay? So tonight we're talking about, I mean, old people are gonna say it's fringe. You know what I mean? I guess so. It's all depends on age, just like anything in life. It's like, what's this dude talking about? Oh, I don't know. I'm 65 and I believe in all of what I believe in, and that's that. I'm never gonna change. It's not like that, right? Like, when you're younger, I would argue that you're more flexible. You're not so judgmental. You have a better attitude. All of these things that are true, actually. I'm hoping that I can keep this smile on as I get older, which is, again, I've worked half my life to do nothing. More than half my life, because the other part I guess I've spent sleeping, but nonetheless, I want to talk about something kind of fringe for all the older folks out there, but something I think kind of cool to talk about in terms of, I think, that fossil fuels are, I think petroleum is a earth process, and I don't think that that oil in itself is a non-renewable resource. And yeah, I said that, and again, before everybody goes, like Wired magazine on me and Neil deGrasse, it's sort of like, hey, like, I respect your opinion. I respect mainstream science. I can't deny math. You feel me? So, like, I understand that there's a lot going on. I may not understand the intricacies of what I think or and believe to know what's going on, and by no means do I claim that. I'm just a dude behind his desk talking about nothing. So don't mind me. You feel me? And in fact, if that like offends you or if you think that's weird, I want you to keep watching and stuff, but you definitely don't have to. And so I think that, oil is something that is in the earth's mantle and crust. And I think that it replenishes itself. And I think that it's really, really inconvenient and philosophically on an existential level challenging to think that people, our own people, on every sort of level throughout modern civilization, have perpetrated a lie in that oil is a non renewable resource. Listen, again, I know these are some pretty bold statements. I get it. I went to school, for far too long. I was taught things, I was indoctrinated as well. I'm multi-generation from Albuquerque, New Mexico. So were my family, my parents, my grandparents, and their grandparents. I'm like, I know. But what I'm saying is that, like, what doesn't make sense doesn't make sense, and instead of, it's not like I'm making an outrageous claim and I'm like super upset about it. I'm just, why is it not okay to challenge authority, to challenge science, to challenge the conventional way of status quo thinking without being some kind of lunatic? Seriously, in terms of the concept, the conceptualization of what I'm saying means a lot, because I truly feel like there will be a point in the future where governments and people around the world will be honest with each other. And the powers that be, or whatever, corporations and governments, I think given the opportunity to be good, we can be good. And I think that instead of harboring these feelings about how, like, well, hey, if, oil's not, if oil isn't a non-renewable resource, then like what are those implications? And those implications are beyond magnitude. Like, what that would mean is really, really bad stuff for all of recorded history. Like, because we all have the idea that oil itself is a non-renewable resource, and that for some reason all the dead dinosaurs and living matter on Earth, gravity took down to some basins and created oil, and that's what we call fossil fuel. I think that explanation is super sus. Like, I can't, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If it turns out that fossil fuels are indeed created from dead dinosaur bones and all of the living matter that ever existed on Earth, and that's in fact how we attain this non renewable resource, then, like, obviously, my bad, like, seriously, but I gotta call it like it is, and I just don't think it's like that. And if it isn't like that, can we just stop pretending and, like, forget and forgive all of the, again, really, really impactful things that would mean? I think that human beings are capable of doing that. I think given the right circumstance and environment, people do the right thing. I think that people only do the wrong thing when they're forced to do it, be it they're themselves being in a box and forcing themselves to do something, or by society, putting pressure on them that's not needed. Because I don't know if anyone's told you, we live in a world where the government can well then more afford to take care of every single person on this planet. We just choose not to. And again, that should bother us. On every level, that should bother us, because if not, that means we are Freudian. That means we are born monsters. That means we're all deviants in disguises waiting for our opportunity to jump on our prey. But it's not like that. There are many people, I'd argue many more young people than old, that feel the opposite, that feel like the truth is better, and that accountability is better, and that fairness and equality and all of these other larger conceptualizations, that this is what's important, not the American dream, or becoming like Elon. No offense to him, in terms of there's only one Elon, there's only one Bezos, there's only one Michael Jordan. It's like we can't continue to set standards based on people who are not only exceptional but are extreme outliers in how the modern life runs its course for, like, oh, I'd say at least 8 billion people, So, like, I mean, yeah, there's a handful of people on the planet that everyone knows their name, but, like, what about the other billions of people? Like, seriously, the truth is important. Disclosure is important. Accountability is important. Transparency is important. These are, in fact, the only things that are important. Everything else is real trivial, honestly, because with the aforementioned things, we can get real progress. We don't always have to agree, and we do, in fact, inevitably must bargain, because not one person and or group is always going to get what they want. But to exclude other human beings from a life of stability and peace is something that is not up to other humans to make. It's simply not their call. If we live in a Darwinian world where the strongest, outlive the weakest, then let that play its course. But naturally, free of manipulation, free of exploitation, free of basically just straight suckers who want to continue oppressing people because they can't think beyond anything other than good old Benjamins in their pocket and making their immediate instant gratifications met by oftentimes just doing stranger and weirder things, So I'm just saying, I think that oil is a renewable resource. And again, I know this is going to lose some steam with a lot of the older audience, but I do ask that you be flexible. Be the thing that I don't think you are, with all due respect, in terms of flexible, open, willing to discuss other alternatives. I'd be willing to discuss current alternatives if any of them worked. If we weren't in the middle of a world that was on fire, maybe you'd be a little bit more reliable as a source in terms of me not assuming that you have it in for me, like, or my community, or my generation, or the generations below me, because I know better now. I'm 36 years old and I can see pretty clearly. And the point of this channel, moreover than it is to talk about nothing, is to bring awareness and positive reinforcement to people's thought process that we are potentially capable of doing anything we set our minds to. Whether it's streaming 4 times a day and getting 1 million subscribers and giving away tons of money, or, doing nothing for real and just having a normal job and being at peace and having a family and finding all of the really cool things in life that are priceless and you don't need money for, self-worth, self-esteem, all of these things, they can't be taught. They have to be learned. And it's tough because lots of us get to an age where we still haven't even learned those things. How to be self-confident, how to not be so, needy and just demanding of other people, because we know what to do. We value our independence because we know how to handle ourselves on our own, not the other way around. Not a kind of, co habitat, like a necessity. I hope that you guys understand my passion for the things that I talk about on the channel, but so moreover that, like, it's just my opinion. And as soon as this camera is off, I turn into the same person that you see, except I'm about to watch the Olympics and hang out with Mary Jane and eat my sherbet ice cream and wait for some other things to happen so I'm going out with my roommate. You feel me? Like, that's what I'm doing, But seriously, I feel all of these things. And again, yeah, sorry if that offends you. If me having different opinions offends you to the point that you become angry, hostile, upset, whatever, then, like, I'm truly sorry, because I don't want you to feel like that. And I feel like if you feel like that, again, just be a little more open. That's all. You don't got to take what I'm saying to heart. You don't have to do anything. You got free will, and I'm a supporter of that. I'm an advocate for free will. I want you to do your best. I want you to have your best life. I tell that to everybody because I truly mean that. I really do. And in the same regard, I'd also hope that you feel the same way about me, and that you like let me live my life, and support me in that way, and hope the best for me, because relationships are reciprocal, and it does require me doing something for you and you doing something for me, right? And you guys watch the channel. So again, the least I can do is dedicate my time, passion, and, skill set to sort of discussing all of these things that mean a lot to me. So we talked about a lot of things tonight. Guys, we're 13 minutes in. I would jump up and down if, like, this wasn't an apartment complex and my roommate didn't have company in the kitchen, like, I would be like up and down in atoms at this, because this is video 400, and seriously, like, I've always said that I've lived a really great life and that I'm really happy, and that there are a few mistakes, seriously, that I would just absolutely love to take back, But I think that if I've made it this far and I only have a few regrets, and that the happiest moment of my life is I've hit 400 videos on YouTube, I'm okay with that. I'm all right with that. Again, because my standard of metric and happiness is not to have a pocket full of money. It's not to, have like a gaggle of women. I don't mean, in terms of just like the plurality. I'm trying to be funny, you know what I mean? But, like, seriously, I'm a single dude. I spend every single night of every single day by myself. I don't need a woman right now. I don't have any even girlfriends, like, in terms of, because why? I got what I need in my life. I have a really, really supportive, good best friend, roommate, business partner, somebody who's been in my life for nearly a decade. I got what I need, and I'm a happy person in that regard. So I just really appreciate you guys joining me on this journey, and I know it's just beginning. Like, I know it is. I can feel it, because I won't stop until it's everything that I need it to be. And what I need it to be is a channel where hundreds of thousands of people join me every single night and, show their support and just tuning in. You feel me? And for all of our younger people, tuning in means something analogous to the radio, but you don't know what the radio is anyway. In terms, like, I mean, I'm just saying, I appreciate all of you every single second of every single day, and I hope that you guys have the best night ever. It's 400 videos, and seriously, like, the little guy inside my head, this is a Seinfeld joke, but yeah, my little person, he's just absolutely elated because this is a huge deal for me. When I look back on all this stuff, as I begin to hopefully accomplish things throughout my career, as it would be now, in terms of doing nothing, it's really important to me. I enjoy everything that I do, and I enjoy this content, and I enjoy and appreciate all of you guys. Okay? So have a really good night. Be safe. If you drink, don't drink and drive. If you've had a drink, make sure you have a designated driver. And I'm gonna go do what I do now, which is just more of nothing. But go Team USA. Go Mary Jane. And in a little while, I'll be chilling with my roommate, puffing on one. You feel me? I hope you guys have a really good night. Okay, seriously. Thanks for your time. Bye.